Money. We want to take a look at insurance, around the aspect of insurance, and with me this morning I have a Washington Dega. He is the chairman of Bima Intermediaries here in Kenya. They deal specifically with insurance. It's so good to have you this morning. This conversation is so timely, Washington,
yes,
given the circumstances that are happening in Kenya. First of all, let's begin with personal insurance.
Yeah.
Are Kenyans sensitive about insuring their personal assets, or we're still lagging behind in that sector?
Thanks for having me this morning. Kenyans know a lot about insurance, but unfortunately, what Kenyans know about insurance is negative stuff. Kenyans know that you're supposed to insure your car, for example. Well, something like car insurance is compulsory in Kenya, because the minimum you can insure car insurance in Kenya is third party. You can upgrade to comprehensive insurance if you want, but most people aspect of insurance is negative. What I mean by that is there's issues of you've insured something and you don't get paid, you don't get compensated for the same in case of an accident. If you, for example, you get a medical cover, you go to hospital, we've been having these issues, especially in hospitals, of people being overcharged, and especially if hospitals discover you have a medical insurance cover. But if you go without a medical insurance cover, well, you're charged a completely different, lower rate than if you have insurance. So to a certain extent, insurance has been dominated by a lot of distrust and a lot of fraud all across the board. You know? Well, that is not very encouraging for the insurance sector in this country, because you've got to understand, for example, like as we speak right now, where I stand, I represent insurance agents in Kenya, over 10,000 insurance agents, and we are doing, our output in the insurance industry is about 2% of the GDP of this country. That's a big force. That's serious production. And this is direct production of services, you know? So we feel there should be a lot of encouragement in the sector, especially for insurance agents. I'm going around to the question you've asked about the perception of insurance in this economy. And right now we are going through a phase of countering proposals that were in the budget speech the other day about intermediaries, that includes insurance agents and insurance brokers, not handling premiums. Premiums is the consideration you give for getting insured. They are proposing that we should not be handling premiums. There's been, of course, cases of fraud where an intermediary receives the same and disappears with the money.
So how does the association umbrella and the insurance companies deal with fraud, given that this is not a very popular thing, especially to Kenyans? Like today, what if someone came to me and pitched to me in terms an investment, but motion insurance perspective? How will I know? Do I go check online? Is there a body I can counter check with and say, okay, these people are legit?
That's a very good question. And that's where we are right now in the insurance sector, because we had proposals. You see, when you propose matters to do with handling money, that is premiums, to counter fraud, it sends also a very, very wrong message to the insuring public. It sends a message to the public that you cannot trust your insurance agent or your broker, which is not the case, because there's some few people in the industry, of course, who have misbehaved. But do you mess up or disorganize the whole industry for the sake of the few? You don't do that. Number two, there are better ways to deal with fraud, and friendlier ways, so to speak. Because if you criminalize, because that is a proposal, to criminalize handling of premiums, that means we as intermediaries never handle premiums. You've just asked a question. If someone comes to you and we've reached a deal, you've liked it, then it's like I'm not supposed to facilitate you pay by you giving me a check or money or whatever to go and pay to the insurance company. Yeah, in fact, you're being told, after the whole thing is over, walk to the insurance company to go and pay. How practical is that? You get it? And everything that happens in this industry is supposed to enhance penetration of insurance in this country. You know, we're supposed to, now that comes to the issue of trust. Do the public trust the insurance industry enough for them to get insured?
And that's the thing. Do you honestly believe that the public really trust insurance companies? Take a look at medical cover. If it was not for a lot of Kenyans, of course, taking NHIF, a lot of them still do not understand what insurance will do for me. How is it a form of investment? And at the end of the day, how will I know it will also work for me? That's the thing.
Yeah, because the issue of trust, by the way, has been brought about by, that's also, we can say also the issue of regulation. We have a regulator in the industry.
Okay.
What measures have been taken towards enhancing public confidence in insurance? Like now, we have this issue of fraud, this issue of premiums right now in the Insurance Amendment Bill of 2018, where we even had presentations to the Finance Committee of Parliament regarding the same. And our pitch has always been, there are better ways to handle fraud, which have not happened.
E.g., what would you advise?
For example,
yes,
you just asked, is there a body I can go to verify whatever I'm being told?
Right.
We have this association, Bima Intermediary Association of Kenya, representing over 10,000 insurance agents. We've done that for the last 4 years, right? Why is it that the issue of ratifying these bodies, these organizations, for the brokers, for the insurance companies, and for the agents, why is it taking so long to ratify these bodies in a way that we are going to achieve what we call self-regulation? We regulate our members, and there are many, thousands, crooks. You know, why can't the regulator do a simple thing like saying, from now on, every body will be responsible for its own membership? If there's fraud, someone comes to you, is stolen your money, I refer back to you, Washington. What have you done about this? You know? It's far much easier than, because whatever is happening right now, the proposals, they are so generalized and they are so scary.
Proposals from a policy point of view?
It was proposals in the budget.
Yes.
The 2018 budget.
Yes. This current one, 2018-2019.
That was done. You know, the proposals were not to touch premiums for intermediaries. In short, you are killing the intermediary business in this country.
And that's where you guys are.
We talk about 10,200 people, minimum, the people practicing insurance. You are killing jobs.
Help us understand, especially Kenyans, our viewers at home, understand intermediaries. Are you the third? Are you the second person? Are you the ones who are linking insurance companies with Kenyans? Help our viewers understand that.
Yeah. What we do, we are the middlemen. We are the middlemen. We link you to the insurance company. And by the way, we also advise you. We are advisors. Let me say that. We are financial advisors. We advise you on especially where to take your risk. What do I mean by risk? Medical cover. Yeah, we tell you this is the best insurance company to take your medical cover to. This is the best company to insure your property, your household goods with. This is the best company to insure your car with. Now, members of the public do not have the kind of information we have because we are professionals. Remember, we sit exams for us to get licensed by the regulator, Insurance Regulatory Authority. But the buck also stops with them. They've got to protect members of the public. And they've got also to protect the industry. They've got to protect the stakeholders in this industry, right? And that's what you're saying. The issue of trust can be handled in a very, and it's so easy, by the way. It's so easy to handle issues of trust in the insurance industry. Because remember, we sell a service. We don't sell a product like a chair. We don't sell mobile phones. We sell a service. What's the guarantee of a service? The guarantee of a service is delivery of what you've promised. You know? So if you promise, if you come to me, you know, by the way, if you come to me and promise you to do something and I don't, basically, I'm calling you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm calling you.
Let me ask you, when it comes to Kenyans and how it is that they see insurance, okay, so we insure our health.
Yes.
We insure our assets, e.g. your house, your car, your business, etc. What is that one thing that perhaps Kenyans don't insure? And it's quite important, but it's not very...
What? Let me say something. There's nothing as important as insurance and a robust insurance industry in an economy. An economy cannot grow without a robust insurance industry. You know, because the purpose of insurance is what we call indemnity. You lose your phone and you've insured it. Insurance companies or the insurance industry comes back and compensates you for the same. You don't have to cough money to buy another.
So what does a robust insurance do to the economy?
What it does is it brings back, the economy does not shrink, so to speak. In case of losses, for example, you had so many fires, like a Komba, we have whatever, you know. You even have house fires. We have destruction of property by whatever means. In case of destruction of any property, the purpose of insurance is to come back and compensate you and brings you back to the same position you were in before. Instead of you having to dig back in your pockets to get back to the same position. Remember, when you dig back into your pockets, you could be using capital. You know?
Right.
You could be using capital to grow your business. You don't need to do that. The insurance company is supposed... Now, in the economy, we are not supposed to be using capital to start bringing you back to the position you are in. A good insurance industry, if it gives back to the position you are in, then even the peace of mind that you get helps you to grow or to progress in the particular business that you're doing. You know? So it is a cushiony, it provides a cushiony effect in the economy.
All right, let's talk about investing, especially from a business perspective, in the sense that you've given an example with the fires. This is Nairobi. We've been seeing the demolitions happening, and it's not stopping any moment right now.
Right.
What would you advise someone, perhaps, who has found themselves stuck in between these two scenarios, either their house or their business was affected by fires here in Nairobi, or part of their business is sitting on riparian land? What would you tell them right now?
Now, that's a very, very good question that most people don't actually know. That if your property is destroyed by the government, or your property is sitting on riparian land, or if your property in some form or another is an illegality, so to speak, insurance does not cover illegalities. No. You could have insured the same property, right? But insurance doesn't cover illegalities. Insurance does not enhance illegal things, illegal business in the industry.
All right.
The purpose of insurance is also to adhere to the law of the land. You know? Because if that happened, then you'd have people going or setting up businesses in very illegal places, so to speak.
Right.
Of course, the government is going to come and destroy, and so you're going to get compensated. All
right, that's a good point to note it, and that's where we'll leave it at. Insurance does not cover illegality as well. All right, Washington, thank you so much for your time and helping us understand.